Welcome back, shop rats. What in the world is going on with the Oakland? All of our glasses out, and well, there's just something weird going on here. Why don't you not go away and watch the show intro? It'll be quick. We'll get on the other side, and we're going to get into taking all the glass out of this car and explain the reasons why, and well, you'll just see. I'll stop talking. I'm Mike, and this is
My Cars Shop.
Camera's rolling. So the goal here is to take out one window, take it to the glass shop so that we can get glass cut. And if it goes easy, we may take them both out, but they should be the same from side to side. They're just, I'm pretty sure they're just square pieces of glass with rounded corners. So
I think I'll go around this way. This is my better side.
Need a little smaller screwdriver.
I think it's got a burr on it, rough spot on it, but they're not tight. So.
And for those who haven't been paying attention to the Facebook page, I actually got the insulated panel made for the door, so a little more work to do, but it's progress. No more blue tarp. Yay! What I mean by the side ones is these first.
Oh,
I haven't put the screws back in that one actually, now that you got them all out.
all right.
Before I take this one out, let's do that.
Yeah.
We don't need to take that one off. So.
Okay.
Sorry about that, I didn't look at it that close.
It's okay.
You got 4?
Yes. Oh, it's going in all right. Those other two should line up then.
Yep. Although, I don't know, you did tighten them down all the way. You always taught me to
Yeah, I know.
not put the screws in all the way and tighten them. As you heard me repeatedly say on the show, I'm sure.
Yeah. In this case, this one seemed like it wanted to go into a couple different spots.
Yeah.
So I thought if those two were tight where they're supposed to be, then the others should line up. But
Nope, I agree with you. Well, if you got 2 lined up, the rest should line up. So.
right.
So just because we already had some duct tape on there from the window always wanting to fall down, we decided to go ahead and just put front and rear on there just for the future, so it's easier not trying to figure out how it goes back together. Okay, let's see if that... Oh yeah, okay, good.
Oh, the handle is separate.
Yeah, I'll be dipped. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The handle is a separate piece. Cool. Okay, let's roll this up and see if we can actually get at the bottom. Okay, typical old car. Very good. That's literally your window track right there. Very typical of a car of this era, whatever. This time.
Well, just like that.
It probably won't be quite as easy putting it back in, but
So what does that push on? Oh, on the bottom there's a metal.
yeah, there's a metal. Let's show you. Normally there's a track that like screws to this arm. I don't know about in Oakland. Most cars that I've seen have a track that screws there, and it's got a slot. But in this case, the glass just has a piece of metal on the bottom, and it just rests against that, and that's all there is to it. So we'll pull the other side apart and see if it's the same way, or I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to be, but by the time we take out 4 of these, which I wasn't planning on doing today, but it went pretty quick, so maybe we can get them all out. Let's take you over to the window. First thing that I feel is important to do is mark what's the inside and where this is. So I'm going to mark this as the driver's side in, so that we know exactly how this goes. Now this looks to me like it's pretty much a piece of square glass. It doesn't even really have rounded corners much. But this is the metal track that I was talking about, that bolt and washer just kind of rides and slides on here, so that keeps it obviously from wearing the glass. But this explains why I could tell these windows would, like the crank would go down and the window glass didn't always go down with it. And I thought there was something maybe messed up, like the glass. A lot of times this glass in this channel breaks loose, and then the channel goes up and down, but the glass doesn't go with it. Now, if you go back to the series I did on the 47, when I was putting all the glass in that car, has a very similar metal track on the bottom, but there is a slide and so forth on the bottom of these. I think my Model A was similar. It had like a metal piece with a slide and a slot that would go up and down, and that bolt would slide back and forth. So I don't know, we'll pull some of these other ones apart, but my guess is that's just the way these are. Down in the door, there is a track on this side like I thought there should be, but we can't get it up. We could, grab this with a pair of pliers, but then we're going to take a chance on chipping the glass and breaking, which doesn't matter, no, because it's an old piece of glass. But a little trick that I've learned, if this works, maybe. Take a piece of duct tape, try to snake it down in there as far as you can, which is easier said than done. And then just try to snake it onto the glass. And don't get your finger stuck in the door. Makes your life a whole lot easier. So after 27.6 minutes of running around looking for tools that I can't find, like my Chinese fingers. Oh, I guess I probably can't use that. That's not politically correct.
It's my Asian phalanges.
We decided to go with the old-fashioned wire and just reach down in there to get that track out. Sorry. Well, if I wanted to do that, that never would have happened. Okay. It doesn't have any holes in it, is the problem. I'm not sure we're going to have any success.
Can you put a straighter, just an L on it, put it behind that and pull it that way?
I can move it. There's nothing to pick it up with.
Oh, no, what about those?
Oh, those things.
Whatever thing is where you had the...
Yeah, I don't think they're long enough.
Okay, if you pulled it over here, I thought, where it was standing up straight.
Yeah, I got it like that. But it's,
Oh, okay, still not.
I don't think those will reach it.
Okay.
Okay, I thought I had a hole in it. Plan B, what I don't want to do is end up knocking it down, and then it laying flat on the bottom of the door.
Take the door off, turn it upside down and shake it out.
Could do that. Probably not the best option, but we could do that.
I got my watch repair pliers.
If you want to hook that up, and just bring it up to where I can get a hold of it.
Okay. Oops. I got a hold of the door mechanism.
That's what I did too. Hold on a minute. Bend this. There you go. Just get it up just part way. I can reach in there deeply. So. Okay, that's probably far enough. Okay, let me get my eyeballs in it. See what you did there. You hooked it right where I need to grab it. Well, you can grab it right there, maybe.
Change where I'm hooked.
Oh, it did have a hole in it. We could have hooked it right there. Okay, we got it. Took 2 men and a boy and a Catholic priest praying, but we got it. So here's our track. That goes on a little ball down in there. So, and then it's got little nail holes here so that you can just nail the glass to it. No. So what that is you would put that felt channel down in here, and then there was just little staples or things that would go through here to kind of hold that together. That's not the way we do it these days, but that's the way it was done back in the day. So anyway, there's the track. So that's what the other side is missing. And this side's missing the felt. So we have the felt on one side, and we have the track on the other side. So between the two of them, we can make one good window. All right, so Dad went and modified the tool and turned it into an official Oakland tool. It's,
Yeah, window puller, and I'm sure it has about 103 other uses as
right,
well.
exactly. Well, our plan was to get one out today, but I think we're gonna try to get all 4 of them out, which will make it easier because then we can just go ahead and get all 4 pieces cut at once and get them all back in there. The car will be open for a while, but we'll put something over the openings to keep out like the big animals and stuff like that. So that one feels like it's working like it's supposed to.
Doesn't sound great though.
No, I'm sure it wasn't used. The back windows on a lot of times on the cars weren't used a lot. So the front ones would be the ones that would get broken, or as far as mechanisms would get worn out and broken and stuff, and the back ones didn't get used as much. So. One of the things that we are trying to do is, this upholstery is what, 96 years old, so we're trying to not mess with the upholstery. So the front windows, as is typical, as I think I already said, they get used a lot because most of the time it's 2 people in the car, and the driver's window is the one that gets put up and down the most because obviously there's always a driver in the car if it's going anywhere, at least we hope so. And then the passenger, of course, would be the next. And then, of course, there's the occasional drive where you've got a whole family and the back windows might get rolled down. But the driver's window is always the one that the mechanism gets worn the worst. That's obviously what we're seeing here. The passenger's front window was obviously worn the next. The back one was in pretty good shape, and the original track was still attached to the glass. So I was afraid we were going to have to pull the upholstery apart to do it, but we tried a couple different things, and we're going to take you through that process on this one because this window here is the same way. The track is still attached to the glass, the ball is still in the track, and so we tried to hope there was a position where maybe you could bring the track to where, or the arm where the ball is to the point it was right at the end of the track, and then just cock the glass and slide it out. That didn't work. We'll show you how we got it out of there because we're going to have to do the same thing here. We've got all the escutcheons and things off, whatever they are, trim pieces. So we measured, and like the arm is up in here and it's close to the end of the track. Oops, we didn't pull the tracks out yet. sometimes these felts don't want to come out. So what I do is try to roll the window up and have it come with it, like that. Little bits at a time. Eventually it'll come out of there. What we don't want to do is tear it. This one's being a little alarming thing. Okay, she's coming. Rocking the window back and forth. So my greatest luck has always been holding it, rolling the window down, and then pulling it up with the glass as you roll it. And of course, that's not working this time. Going to roll it up a little more. Keep going. There we go. You roll it down again. I think some of it's sticking on some of the duct tape we had in there, but okay, up again. There we go. There we go. So you see, we just kind of work it back and forth. Oh, that's what's happening. It was caught on something and shredded a little of the outside material. That's fine. You just work it back and forth so you don't end up destroying it. Then you can reuse that. Not that you can't buy that stuff. It's pretty universal, but if we can use the original, why buy it? So what I was saying, roll the glass up. When we were down about 11 inches, I was hoping we could like rock it out of the track, but there's not enough room in this particular car designed to just be able to twist the glass out of the track. So what we did was put it up as far as we could and start bringing it out of the track. Can you roll that up the rest of the way? Okay, that's good. This one's gonna work. Okay, so actually you don't want to be that far down a little bit. One more. Okay, that's good. Can you hold it there? Yep. So now we can access this metal strip. Let me show you. So literally all this is that metal channel, and it's got a felt inside of it, and it's a pressure squeeze holding that glass. So what I did was, let me get you on a stand. Take a screwdriver gently and just go through and start bending. Yes, you could potentially break the glass, but all I'm trying to do is break that seal that has on the glass. It's pretty tough. Oops, you can't see with my hand in the way.
This one's in the best shape of the bunch.
Yep, by far this one is, and yeah, you could, like I said, you could chip this glass, so you got to be careful. This one is a lot harder than the other one was. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm on the thick side of the channel. I need to be on that side.
Okay.
So this is the thinner side of that squeezy thing, so this side should pop a little easier. So you can see what I'm doing there. This channel is in really good shape. Wow, this one is really tough. Making a liar out of me. Man, that channel is a lot tougher on this one. Go down a little more.
Got a crock in it?
I don't think so.
Right here.
Oh yeah, sure enough. Yep, we're breaking it. That's the way it's gonna be. It's not safety glass. Yep, I suppose I'm down at the bottom of the glass and I caught the edge of it.
Yeah.
That's the
What about
danger.
tapping down on the channel? Oh, there you go.
Okay, there we go. So we did, again, we're not using the glass, so we did end up chipping it in a couple spots here, but we had no choice to get it out of there. We had to. It's not safety glass, so that's why we're doing all of this, of course. is we need safety glass in this car. If something hits one of these windows when you're driving down the road or you get in an accident, you've just got giant knives flying everywhere in the car. That will kill people. So I think it's state law that you have to replace this stuff. But quite frankly, I think you're stupid if you don't. So if you have one of these old cars, get rid of this glass and get safety glass in there. So now we can pull the channel out. Of course, there's still glass inside of there. But what we do is, whoops, kind of bring it up like that. Let me bring you around on this side. So we're just trying to get this slid out of the track, obviously. And it's got 96 years of all kinds of tasty goodness in it, so it's good. Dust and dirt and grime and slip and slime. So we're going to put a little coil on there to make our lives a little easier. So there we go. That was probably about $17 worth of coil right there. Yes, there are shards of glass on that. Voila. And that was not nearly that slippery before, so it's out. You want to label that one?
Yep.
Wash the glass. Now that we have the glass out, the next thing we need to do is cover the holes up so that we can keep the big animals from crawling in and out of here, like cats and raccoons and stuff like that. We try to do a good job of keeping the mice out, but still, it's always a concern when I try never to leave the windows down on a car that's nice in the shop because of what potentially could get in. I mean, we're in a 100-year-old barn. So we went up and picked up some of this window film stuff because what I want is something that's clear so that I can drive the car in and out as needed. Now we're not going to go ahead and use the actual adhesive stuff because I don't want to stick anything on here. We're just going to use some no residue masking tape like a painter would use. But we're going to go ahead and cut this to fit and then tape this on here. I've already cleaned the surface up. So that way we have the holes covered up and taped up and keep the critters and stuff out. Oh no! All right, just getting her stuck on there. And hopefully this will work. I guess we could go ahead and take the hairdryer when this is on there and shrink it up.
Sure.
Although I do have 2 layers, so I don't know. I think, yeah, it's 2 layers. So I don't know if that's going to work real well, but
Yeah.
we'll try it. I got a hairdryer here. So.
A little on the bottom is not crucial. Water runs down. So.
Oops. We'll carry it away. Okay.
This is that good tape that doesn't stick, right?
Right, yeah, this is the no residue tape.
That doesn't leave residue.
Yeah.
Hopefully it sticks.
This doesn't stick at all. This one we didn't know what we were doing, so we did 2 layers, and that's not the way to do it. We did 1 layer here, and that's nice. So I don't know if I said it, I was going to, and I got distracted. I want it clear so that I can drive the car around. If we just put plastic over it, wouldn't be able to see. So this could be a month before we get the glass back in, and kind of need to be able to move the car out of the way if I have other projects going on. So this will keep the critters out and still be able to see through to what we need to do. Pretty sloppy. I don't think it was going to scratch, but it did. Got metal behind it, so it won't heat quite as much. Well, that's going to do it for this one. We've got our temporary plastic windows in there till we get the new glass cut, so stick around for that. We'll be putting the glass back in. We got a job of work to do on that driver's door to figure out a track and ball socket, whatever. Probably have to give Wayne a call and see if he happens to have one for a 4-door car like this, or a 2-door car. I don't know, something we can make work. Anyway, so that'll do it. We're over on the Face thing. Instagram loves us, does cookies and all that stuff. /MyCarShop. You're hearing the U thing. Like, subscribe, share the videos with other people you know. Spread the word. Help the channel grow. We greatly appreciate it. And one more thing. It's important. In a ragtime kind of way. Rock!